Drivers, to your cars.
Welcome, race fans, to Talladega Superspeedway and the NORL Busch Bonanza Wrangler 199. On the pole, the 86 car of Reigns, last week's winner, Joe Poulsen, on the outside pole. Behind them, Adam Beresford, John Cheeseman, Kevin Corbett, and Joe Mersdorf. Stephen Lowe, JT Armstrong, Rod Weston, and Broderick Whitman, Dave Daniels and Dwight York, Bobby Farrell and Jared Mogard, Jim Fitzmaurice and Tom Barber, returning from injury, Doug Spark and Tommy Davis, Ron Stout and Curtis Griffin, Mike Carroll, Nigel Ramaswamy, Jackson Vatcher and Troy Torgerson, Jack Painter and Yori Rodriguez, Oliver Diggs and Ben White, Jacob Stump and Jared Shadle, Gino Sphere and Dalton Lucas, Frank Womack and Molitor Hill. I lost my brain there for a second. Tony Gunk and Tony Tonto Jr., Stephen Davis and Larry Van Buren, Barron McComas, Charles White, and at the back, Spike Levinson and Gene Stapleton. 76 laps today, 199-ish miles. High throttle, packed up action with the ever-present threat of the big one. Who will avoid the carnage and who will come out with a trophy to show at the end? Only 76 laps will tell us. We now wait for the command to start engines, which should be any time now. Seem to be walking up to the microphone.
Drivers, start your engines!
And 42 cars come to life on the pit lane. Except maybe they don't. There's some clamoring on that 86, but it rolls off. It made a weird sound as it fired up, but it seems to be running. And the field streams out of pit road. And the long pace lap. Coming up to the final pace, coming through 3 and 4. Now remember, no, I'm not doing that this early in the race, but the restart zone is towards the exit of the tri-oval. That's worth remembering. Alright, off of turn 4, the pace car will be cleared to land in the pit lane. Off it comes. Whole field there in one shot. Past the packed grandstands, we are ready for the green flag. And we are green and racing from Talladega. And every car did make it around, so everyone will get points this week. Yay! Rains pulls ahead to the lead off the start. And they fan out down the backstretch. Here comes Beresford on the bottom. And Beresford's going to go for the lead, but here comes Stephen Lowe. And Lowe's going to move up into the middle of the groove. Weston now going to try to take a run. And Rod Weston is going to lead the first lap. The pack angry early here in the race. 3 wide, multiple rows deep. A couple of stragglers off at the back. Stapleton barely hanging on. Poulsen fading backwards through the field. Early on, though, getting to watch nice, clean race cars running inches apart. We'll see if they stay. Oh, Beresford just clipped the wall there. I think he was unsighted, didn't realize the safer barrier extends out into the racing groove there. We'll see if that causes any lasting impact on his performance. As Poulsen continues to fade back. Let's move our camera gaze a little further forward in the field. And issues for Torgerson. He's pulling down onto the apron and slows. 63 in trouble. That may be our first sign of attrition. And Doug Spark going for the lead. He moves up. Rodriguez might beat him to the line here. Oh, it's going to be tight. It's going to be a drag race. I don't know who had it from that angle. They gave it to Rodriguez. And now Mersdorf charging forward. Mersdorf and Daniels going forwards now, trying to string this pack out a little bit. But Daniels wants the lead more than he wants to stretch a gap at the front. Here comes Dave Daniels looking for the lead. Rodriguez snaking around. Ooh, Sphere on the apron as we come across start-finish. I think Rodriguez got another lap led there. These cameras kind of suck. Maybe I should have swapped out for a different set of cameras. Still have a pack of 40 some odd cars. Torgerson the only one not in this pack. As Beresford's coming to the pit lane. Beresford nearly causes a collision there as he dives to the pit lane. Reporting that a vibration was getting worse and worse after he clipped the wall, and that might break this field right on up. As Doug Spark goes for the lead. Beresford's in the pit. Ben White appears to have gone to the pit lane as well. Here comes Hill for the lead. There's a lot of smoke. Yeah, there was an incident there as he came to the pit lane. I imagine that Ben White may have gotten spun around. He and Beresford are back out on the track. No yellow from any of that. They are merging right in front of this angry lead pack. Not much give in the pack at the moment, a lot of take. Second pack's trying to form up, but they are struggling to do so. Beresford's about to be caught here. We'll have to see if they were able to effect effective repairs and whether he'll stay with the group. Or whether he's going to be immediately jettisoned. Same question on Ben White. If they can stay with the pack, they might be able to get lucky and get a lap back somewhere along the line here. Fan out 3 wide to pass the lap cars. Stapleton's lost the draft. We see a colossal crash that could actually be in his favor. It means he really can't be in it if he's off the back, but he needs that crash to happen before he gets caught. And Ben White's been caught. Kevin and JT try to stretch away, but now Kevin's going to go for the lead. Kevin looking for some bonus points, but they are so far out ahead, the pack's going to come at him quick. Main group is, whoa, that was probably really loud. Main group's about 30 cars now with the 2 lappers. Whoa! Kevin nearly slammed the door once the nose was already in there. He won't lead the lap. Ron Stout will. Oh, we got a crash! Crash at the back of this pack. Multiple cars involved. Cars charging into the smoke. We can't see anything. Oh, the 9 tumbling down the backstretch. End over and side over side. Big, big crash. This may very well be the big one. What has happened here? Let's watch replay here. Oh, Sphere cleared himself up. Pinned all these guys while Spark's in it. Spark might have gotten away with it. He just got knocked around. Cars coming into the smoke in the second pack can't see anything. Look at him disappear into the smoke. And I think somebody hit the 9 in the smoke. Look at this car sliding on its side before it turns over. The 73 was also on its lid, but did not tumble as violently as the 9. Jacob Stumpf with a wild ride down the backstretch at Talladega. See if we can get a better look from the top of the grandstand here. Up the track. That's probably the end of Doug's day, to be honest. Did the 40 sneak through this, or was he in it? Look at the 40 sneak through the middle. Oh, Whitman gets through. York piles into the side there. Cheeseman in it. Shadle in it. Stephen Lowe gets into it. Tommy Davis with a ton of damage. Oh, what a massive crash. Let's see if we can get some onboard angles here. This 40 car is going to have a good view for us. Full speed here. Let's see. He's not going to get much time to make a decision here. A lot of smoke, a lot of smoke. The C's part, he throttles up and right on through. And let's see, it was York that collected the 9. What's he going to see? We're going to see smoke off the corner, cars disappearing into it. We're just not lifting enough. We're backing down. Where is it? Where's the wreck? There's an opening. Close. That was ugly. I'm actually curious, since Gene was off the back, how far off the back was Stapleton? Like, did he even see a wreck? Gene Stapleton's at start finish. I bet he sees nothing. Yellow's out. We're just riding along here all by ourselves. Yellow yellows out, yellows out, yellows out. It's not back down yet. A lot of smoke. A lot of smoke. Little lift. Yeah, he's just going to go right past it. Well, that's what Gene needed, and being off the back has paid off for him. Let's see, everybody's going to pit here, with the exception of the cars that were a lap down. Can't pit. Gene picked up some spots even. And back to live action. Excuse me. I need to take a big sip from my drink here. I think Ron Stout is the leader. Out of the race, Jacob Stump, no shocker, Dave Daniels, Dwight York, Jared Shadle, Tommy Davis, and Charles White, all out of the race. Troy Torgerson lost 2 laps, so he has yet to pass those cars, which means Charles White will be scored last. As the pit road opens for the lap down cars. And in they come. So a big crash early. It was at the back of the main pack, and the second pack just kind of piled into it. Not all of them, but some of them. Let's put us under our first caution of the day. And has eliminated a few cars and left us with, I'm sure, some walking wounded. .36 cars continue to run. We have 3 off the lead lap already. Oh, Doug Spark, they've called it day done on that car, so that is actually going to be another car out of the race. That's a shame. Doug's return and gets taken out in somebody else's wreck. The chance of him getting to the top 20 points was already basically gone. That is the final nail in it after missing a number of races, but fortunately it was not too big of a hit for him, so he should be okay. Let's do a Tony camera angle and look for, we might have a damaged car. Everybody here up the front looking pretty good. Damage on Cheeseman for sure. Some damage on Sphere. Looks like a little bit on the 83. The 6 looks, alright, 24's got damage. So we've got a few cars still running around with damage on them. Right on board the rear camera of the leader, seeing what's left of the field behind him. Would not be surprised if somebody came in here to top off. I don't know that it would be a huge advantage, but it wouldn't be the worst plan, but it looks like nobody will be coming in here. Lights are out on the base car. See a trio of lap cars coming to the inside lane here. And here they are. These two are going to be hoping to try to get some of their laps back somehow throughout this race, but don't know if they're going to be able to do it. mentioned earlier, this is a big break for Stapleton. He had lost the draft. We'll see if the car is actually going to be able to stay in the draft this time, or if he'll lose the draft a second time. If he loses the second time, then my faith for him getting anything more than passing cars as they run into issues is going to immediately evaporate. So we prepare for the restart. Coming through 3 and 4 now. I'm going to stay on this here for maybe half a lap or so, just sort of to see what it looks like. It's a fun view. Pace car peeling away. And the green flies, and we're back underway at Talladega. Stout immediately clears the lap cars. Coming up the speed, here we go. Farrell dives to the bottom, here he comes. Bobby Farrell going for the lead. Here comes Kevin on the bottom too. Here we go, Tony Tonto Jr. in the middle. And the lap car is going to try to get a lap back here. Has broken up a little bit. We do have damaged cars that are not really holding with it, and Dalton Lucas to the lead. Would you look at that? Dalton has just led back-to-back laps. Not many drivers have done that today. Stout's worked his way down onto the bottom group, trying to work his way forward. Dalton's gotten shuffled up off the bottom by Diggs. They're going 3 wide for the lead now. Bogart to the lead. A lot of weaving there at the front of the field. Everybody trying to find the right lane to be in at the right time. And Bogart will lead a lap. Second group for me at the back. Stapleton's kind of running back there with the damaged car, so I don't think they have that car completely together correctly today. Harrison Torgerson and Ben White are seeming to hang with this lead group. Thatcher barely holding on. He did pick up a little bit of damage from the wreck. We're going to look about 4 wide here. Look at the 3. Rain's trying to charge forward again. Hill on the bottom now. As Stalkins put in the middle. Dalton looking for the lead once more. Here he comes. Dalton's got a nose in there. Oh, and Bogard sticks it in there, and they nearly had an incident. That would have been big. I think JT led that one. And we got a crash. Cars in the wall. Dalton's in it. Polson's in it. Mogard, Diggs. Where's the second group? Where's the second group? Where's the second group? Second group's going to get around this just fine. They were getting a little too excited here at the front of the field, and it bit them. I don't even know that... I think Dalton's going to be in a mess. It isn't his fault. Yeah, Polson just pinched up into Farrell, and around he went. Mogard got pinned in the wall. Dalton... Did Dalton actually hit anybody? Dalton rode the wall, but I think he avoided hitting anything. He might have gotten away with this. Let's ride on board with the Lucas hauling machine. I think we're going to see him get away with this. Flying on the backstretch here. Contact in front of him. Yeah, he lays it into the wall a little bit. But he never hit another car. That is grade A wreck avoidance from Dalton Lucas. Give that man a round of applesauce. I mean applause. Let's watch it from high above here. Yeah, they were 5 wide. And Polson's moving up, but Barber's pushing him up too. They're all kind of coming up. And there was some contact there between Kevin and Barber too, but they got away with it. Farrell got into the wall, but not too heavily. And then Diggs is just whack. That and Tonto's hits were two of the bigger ones in that incident. But we are under caution now for the second time, and the pit road is open. So second round of pit stops once again under the yellow. Why is Beresford in the pits? He's a lap down. And Cheeseman rolls off and will continue as our leader. Curious if that incident will have knocked any vehicles out of the race. Got a few still sitting here on pit road. Well, Farrell's going to resume. Mogard also will carry on, as will Polson. Looks like everybody's gotten away with that incident, more or less. Alright, expecting the lights out on the pace car this time around. And expectations have been met. The field will double up. There were no further retirements after that incident. It was a much smaller wreck than the first one. And we'll find out what damage it's done to those cars, but I think a couple of them got away with it. I think Dalton got very lucky there. Because he could have been run over from behind so easily, as we often see in a race like this. It'll be 50 to go at the restart. Pace car's in. And ready, steady, green, green, green. Look at them jump all over the place on that green flag. A couple of them got a little squirrely, nicked the wall. Cheeseman looking to clear the lap car. He does not clear the 63. And here they come on the bottom. I think Tony Gunk's going to be our leader this time around. As Womack dives to the pits with a problem. Tony Gunk is the leader. Kevin tried to lead a lap there, didn't get it. Womack did resume from the pit lane. And I'm actually shocked that 40 car is staying in the drought. That was such a hard hit. I thought that was going to be a game ender for him, but he seems to be okay. As Cheeseman cycles all the way to the back of this lead pack. Look at this. Not a massive pack anymore, decent size. And some cars trying to stay on at the back. Here comes Dalton trying to work his way up, back up here. And they're about to catch Frank Womack, put him a lap down. has dragged that group he had back up here. So the pack has grown back out a little bit. Mogard has lost the draft, though. That car does have damage from the incident. That's not super surprising. He was hit a couple of times. Cheeseman trying to work his way forward again. And Rod Weston up at the front of the pack now. Paulson just barely hanging on here. Look at that Stapleton in the middle of this group now. Maybe they finally found an adjustment on that car that's done it some good. Look at Diggs up there on the high side. Like I said, I thought that car was done, but it appears to still be in the fight. Olsen's gotten back on terms with the back of this group, and Reigns looks like it will be the leader as we come by start finish this time. Oh, Davis has just hit the wall, checked up the field. I don't know how that didn't turn into a big crash in the middle of the pack, but we're still alright. I'll have to see if Stephen Davis is alright. That was a hit that had the potential to do some real damage. As Cheeseman fades again. Coming up on halfway here in the next few laps, and here comes Painter to the bottom looking for the lead. Painter's going to lead this one. Out on the bottom, getting help from behind, but now Ben White tucks out. Fitzmaurice going to go with him. Why not follow the lap car to a better position on track? Kevin's going to dive down in front of him. Nope, couldn't get in front of him. Stapleton fading to the back of this group. We might see him tailed off here. That car had struggled to stay with the pack earlier. If he can get in the middle of the group, he seems to be okay. When he gets to the back of the group, he just doesn't stick. Here comes Fitzmaurice and Armstrong. Armstrong coming on the bottom. Stephen Davis, that car seems to be alright. He's in the contention for the lead here now. JT pulled a little lead there. A couple of car lengths. About as much of a lead as you're ever going to see at Talladega. Here comes Whitman, hot on his tail. And Whitman's going to duck out and go for the lead. Off of the back of this pack, we've got Rodriguez, Mogard, and Sphere, who are not able to stay with the draft anymore with damage from the accidents that we've seen thus far in the race. Whitman trying to get a lap lead here, and I think he's going to get it. Dalton trying to make moves on the bottom. Don't know that it's working as well as he'd like it to. And now he's going to get shoved into the middle. Comes Van Buren with a push from Torgerson. Buren's just going to ride here for a second, doesn't pop out. Weston's going to look for the lead then. See Thunder down the backstretch. I didn't notice that Tonto was still in this group. He was another one that I thought after that last incident was going to be slowing off the pace, but he seems to be hanging on just barely. Doing a good job of holding on out here, but here comes Gunk. Gunk pushes him up out the bottom. Too big of a run coming, couldn't block that one. And we see Sphere ahead, getting ready to get caught. Here comes Nigel now on the bottom. A lot of help for him. Beresford's looking for that lap back the hard way. It's just going to be very fleeting. He just is going to have to try to be leading at start finish and hope he yellows out when he gets there one of these laps. And of course, by speeding up this lead draft, it does help him try to catch some cars here from position. These cars are slowing off, slowing our spots that he can get if we stay green long enough. Painter looking for the lead. Tonto getting tailed off back there. And we've got a motor that's blown at the back of the field. I think that's Gene Stapleton that should have blown his motor. Gene Stapleton, motor failure, lap 42. I don't know if that car's getting back around. And we got a crash in turn one. Big crash, a lot of cars in it. We got one upside down, 7 cars sliding on his lid, tumbling into the grass. Dalton Lucas in it, Torgerson in it. I wonder if that was from catching the 444. They're going to get together here. Yep, Womack came up, pinned him into the wall, and then the spinning starts. Oh, that car went straight over, up into the fence, on its lid. Dalton really got a part of it. I think Kevin might have actually just checked up and stayed out of that. Second big crash of the day. And look at this. The 54 starts getting turned around. Gets the 69. It gets up into the 9. The 55, they're all up in the wall. The 54 is going backwards into the fence. Rain's in it. I think Kevin and Stout may have gotten checked up enough not to have really been in that. But Dalton did not get lucky a second time. This is one of the reasons some of these drivers have said you really got to ride at the front of these fields. Kevin and Stout barely made contact with each other, and then continued. So we are under caution now for the third time. Alright, well, I expect we're about to see some retirements go up on the board. Stapleton was having an engine problem right before that happened. We were honestly was expecting a yellow might come out due to that. Got some mixed strategy here. Not everybody's even coming in. Some of these cars are staying out. We're in the crash. Stapleton's in the pits. They're plugging away on that engine trying to find something, but I don't know that that car's going to go any further. Also, don't expect to see Rod Weston continue in this race. Ooh, contact in the pits. Farrell. Oh, that's... Oh, what are we doing? What are we doing, guys? Oh, guys! A lot of contact in the pits for no damn reason. Well, Dalton still seems to be running. A lot of damage to the 54. They're going to get him back out there. See what he can salvage. 55 going back out. 59's going to resume. '96, they've given up. It's done. Kind of stupid he's going to get scored behind the 7, but, you know, such is life. These are going to be spots that are going to help drivers like Troy Torgerson. I really don't expect to see the 7 go any further, though. Did Gino get lapped? I think he did. Oh, that's right. These guys were lapped down. That's probably why some of them stayed, although I'm not really sure what some of the strategy is going on here. Yep, 7 done for the day. Don't think we can quite make the distance from here, but it'll be close. Sphere did lose a lap right before the yellow. That's going to be a disappointment for them because tagging out of the tail end of the lead lap is going to help you stay in contention. Got 29 cars in the lead lap, 33 running, 3 incidents, 1 kind of small, 1 huge, and 1 decently big as well. So a couple of big incidents. have slowed this race and then one smaller one. Out of the race, first retirement was Charles White. Tommy Davis was also out in that incident, as was Shadle, York, Daniels, Stump, and Spark. Stapleton had an engine failure right before the wreck that has removed Rod Weston from the race. A couple of cars out there with damage from incidents, which has made it a little interesting to get going here and there. Baron McComas leads under yellow. Be about 30 to go here. Lights are out on the pace car, I think. Yes. So we'll get them lined up here. Alright, here comes the restart. McComas will be your leader. And I have a hunch we're going to very quickly see us figure out what cars are still able to run to song after that incident, who has been theoretically eliminated from contention through the tri-oval. Green, 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 back underway at Talladega. Triple four is up here at the front of the field. Is he actually going to hang with it, or is he going to be a roadblock here in a moment? Too far off song. He may have just been unlucky. Very unlucky then if he lose a lap, if he really has an okay car. Problem for the leader. The leader is slow and on the apron. McComas coming to the pits. They had stayed out. It sounded like he may have a flat tire, a horrible vibration, probably ran over some debris. That is not ideal for him. And has let two cars get away at the front. Nigel and Levinson have checked out on the field. They're going to have to form up behind him and run him down. Yeah, I think Gino actually is okay, which is a shame that he's lost a lap. Second pack trying to form up and to chase down the lead duo. Couldn't decide what word I wanted to use to describe that lead group. I think they're getting caught. Whitman hot on their tail. But the field has definitely been broken up now. There's McComas returning to the fray. One lap down now. I think he's going to end up in the second pack once all this sorts out. Yep, the lead pair have been caught. The rest of this main pack trying to get bunched up with them and keep the advantage over the second group. There's even a third group forming back there. Kevin might take this as an opportunity to try to hit a lap lead. Kevin going for the lead. Picked up some back end damage somewhere. Where did he get that? Somebody must have hit him from behind when they were checking up under that wreck. I don't know if that's going to hurt him too badly. And JT going for the pit lane. That might be strategy. They can just barely make it from here. Oh, we've got a crash. Car around on the front stretch. Yellow's out. And Kevin will be the leader as we take the yellow, and I think somebody's hit that car. Yes, multiple people have piled into this. It's a big crash. Fitzmaurice sliding to the inside, and Mike Carroll, I think, has just struck a car. Yeah, I think this has been an ugly incident here. A couple at the front got together, and I think Ron Stout was one of them. Let's see. Yeah, Ron Stout got checked up, and Frank Womack just pile drives him, sends him spinning, actually rolls him over. Poulsen gets involved. He's going to hit the wall upside down. It's going to get the car unstable. It's going to start flipping. He's now in the middle of the track, spun around. Torgerson just misses him. Oh! Mersdorf did not. Mersdorf has clobbered him. And then there's been another incident behind as cars piled into, I imagine, Womack. And Mike Carroll couldn't see through the smoke, clips him. Probably day done. Let's see where the Womack machine went in this incident. So he hits him, rolls him over. Poulsen's getting involved here because there's really nowhere to go. Into the wall. Poulsen's kind of going to get away with this. Look at all these guys sneaking through. Womack sliding down the banking. Oh, Van Buren hits him. And that collected a few more cars. Van Buren, that car definitely done. And Mike's going to come in here and just can't see anything. Going to clip a car. And that's going to be all she wrote. As JT was in the pits, a couple other cars had come in. That was a big incident and has eliminated a few cars from contention now. JT and Stephen Lowe are going to stay out. They were in the pits as this occurred. 50 car done for the day. What a colossal crash. starting. I imagine the 22 is going to be done. The 8's done. Let's see. Who else might have been eliminated in that? So McComas is a lap down. I wonder if he'll come in again here and top off. So the field gets a little sketched out here. Looks like he's going to stay on the track. He won't get a wave around, so there's really no point for him to have done that, but here we are. Gonna be 23 cars on the lead lap. 8's sitting there, the 48's getting some work on. I don't see any of these cars continuing. They've pulled the plug on the 8. That car's done for the day. We are going to shrink the field size after this, that's for sure. It was a silly crash, too. There was no need for it. Four is also done for the day. That's not surprising. Should be lights out on the pace car. Lights are out on the pace car. We're going to get them doubled up for the restart. There are now 27 cars running in this race. So it's going to be just outside of 20 to go at the restart. Everybody should be able to make it on fuel. If you can stay with the lead draft, you've got a chance to win this race as long as you're on the lead lap. There are 4 cars off the lead lap, technically, although not scored as such right now on the restart they won't be, but they're functionally down a lap unless the yellow comes out. Comas is tail end of the lead lap. He will be a lap down as soon as later passes him, but maybe he'll get a quick yellow and get a lap back. Ready for the restart. And we are green again from Talladega. Kevin putting his lot in with the lap car, see if maybe he can make the bottom work here. I don't think Torgeson's going to be all that helpful in that attempt. He's going to pass Torgeson though. Ben White can help him. Here comes Kevin charging forward. He might finally get a lap lead in this race. He's just got to hold on to it to start finish, which is a long way from the exit of turn 4 here. And I don't think he's going to hold on to it. Here comes Whitman. I think Whitman's going to lead it here. Kevin moved too soon. Backspin getting smaller and smaller with each yellow flag in each incident. Who's been able to survive this long and who's got what it takes at the end. We are now inside 20 to go. Kevin charging forward again. Pack getting a little strung out, but I think they're going to compact back together here. Especially if they get racy at the front. Kevin picks off another. Whitman's the last one for him to try to get here. He's going to try to take a run here down the back. He's clear of the leader. Is he going to lead this lap finally? Kevin's finally going to lead a lap after trying the whole afternoon. Field's still a little strung out here. I think they're still sorting out who's got a car left underneath them. Still tailing people off the back. And a handful of lap cars up here still to contend with. We can stay going. I think the issue we're going to have that's going to help to decide this race, there will be some slower cars out there that will get caught. This is a long enough run for that to come into play. Whitman trying to work his way by the lap car to get back to the bumper of the leader. Lead pack is very strung out though. Has not really come back together at the front yet. They're working on it, just hasn't happened yet. Whitman takes a look, he's going to go for the lead. Kevin's had his fun, but it may honestly be better not to be leading right in the last couple of laps. Be on the attack instead of defense. Look at how small this field has got. Starting to condense here at the front now again. 3 wide up at the front. This is when the front of the pack actually gets a little checked up and draws everybody back in, and this is how you get that angry pack again. Anybody that can stay with the draft of this should get towed right back up. Nigel's going to go to the lead here. Trying to see if Stephen Lowe's going to be able to get back up here if he's going to stay tailed off. So we got Polson, Rodriguez, Lucas, Rains, Fitzmaurice, and Vatcher off the back that are on the lead lap. Gunk and Mogart are basically gone too. And a couple of lap cars, Torgerson and Sphere, have been tailed off the back of the main group. Those will be the stumbling blocks for this lead group, as they are certain to catch some of these cars before the end of the race. Yeah, Stephen Lowe is going to lose the lead group here. Kevin and JT trying to stretch away from the pack now. I don't know if this is working, but they're bringing Spike with them. We're seeing some lap cars up ahead at the end of some of these long camera shots. Kevin and JT can just stay bumper to bumper and not try to pass one another. They might be able to keep the pack kind of stretched, but I don't know if they're going to be able to do that, but it might make this pack a little smaller. They might be able to tail cars off the back doing this. It's going to be 11 to go. And JT's not that committed to this move, so here we go. I don't think it's going to work anyway. Here come the rest of them. Catching a pair of lap cars. This is going to get interesting. Everybody's sort of jockeying to try to figure out where they want to be. Looks like lap cars are going to be on the high side. Everybody needs to get to the bottom if they want to not get shuffled here. Beresford's going to get stuck behind them. This might break this field up a bit. Tonto is starting to get tailed off. This might actually be a chance for him to get back with the draft. Inside 10 to go. These are becoming crucial moments in the race. There's another lap car up there, but one car on its own will probably not be a huge issue for these guys. It's Rains up there, though. See Lucas a little bit ahead of him. Around Rains without too much trouble. Rains moves up the track and past couple leaders. You see Lucas up there ahead. And this has really broken up the lead pack. A number of cars have been tailed off. They might come back once we clear all the lap traffic. We'll have to see. There aren't going to be very many laps, though. See Dalton up there on the horizon. We're definitely going to catch him soon. Kevin going to look for the lead here. Kevin's going to go through. Two of the lap cars are in this group that were up to song on the restart are still in the lead group. So we catch Dalton now. Dalton's going to stay a groove up. No, he's going to cut Kevin off here, right on the exit of turn 2. That's going to chuck these guys up and might bring these two packs together. Well done, Dalton. You've made the race interesting. I don't know that it'll actually bring the second pack in or not. We'll see. Kevin gets around Dalton now. And Stephen Davis going to stick a nose in there. No, we just had an engine blow. McComas has just lost his engine. That car was a lap down. We'll now be going to the pit lane. Should make it back around, though. So Stephen Davis now leads. Griffin coming into the picture here. Anybody else to worry about? I don't know if we're going to catch the Poulsen, Torgerson, and Rodriguez group. I don't think we will. Lead pack's getting smaller and smaller with each thing that's happened. So who's still in contention and who's got the car to do it? Who's going to make the right move? Got a couple that are trying to get back on terms with this group and haven't succeeded yet. Kevin trying to use Ben White as a drafting partner. And it got him the lap lead there. If that had been for the checkered flag, it would have worked. Kevin might be trying some things, see what happens, using the lap cars to his advantage. Don't know that that's going to be the move, but it's worth knowing that it works. Here comes Whitman. We're going to go 3 wide for the lead. Molitor Hill's been eliminated from this pack. Just looks to be a bit too far back to come back into this, but if he does, he'll come back into it with a huge head of steam here. 4 to go. Kevin fading here, but you do want to be charging at the end. So if he can finish his fade here and start a new charge, this might work out. Whitman continues to lead. No challenges to Whitman just yet. They're going to be queuing up for him. 3 to go. JT wants to take second away. I think we're going to see any more traffic play a factor in this. Some cars getting a little far off the back here. They may be fading out of this pack. We'll have to see what happens. They may be just putting themselves in the right spot. It's going to be 2 to go at the line. Whitman continues to lead. Here comes Beresford, help from Kevin. Beresford's a lap car. He's got nothing to gain here. Kevin has a lot to gain. But I think this is a lap too early, Kevin. And now Painter's going to try to get to his inside. Didn't get there. Kevin, this is a lap too early, bud. But Kevin's going to take the lead here. We're coming to the white. He's going to have to hold him off for 2.6 miles. White flag, one more time around the speedway. Kevin leads as we take the white. I don't know that he's going to be able to hold him off. Here comes Painter. Got a block here. Where's Painter going? Painter went high. Kevin blocks him high. We got a slow car on the apron. It's Fitzmaurice. Painter's still looking. Kevin, I think, has got a gap to come back down in front of him here. Kevin's still clear. Not really running the bottom, though. Come on, Kevin, get down there. Blocks off the run. Got to get all the way to start-finish here, Kevin. Painter tries to go high. Kevin blocks it. Here we come to the line. Kevin Corbett is going to win at Talladega. Kevin wins. Painter second. Third place goes to JT. Then we've got Broderick Whitman. Oh, Beresford was on the lead lap. He got his lap back somewhere in there, and I missed it. So Beresford comes home fifth. Then Cheeseman, Ramaswamy, Davis, Griffin, Levinson, and Barber. Hill off the back of the group. Then Diggs, Tonto. Mogard's going to come home in 15th. Stephen Lowe. Then we've got Tony Gunk. Last car on the lead lap is going to end up being Joe Polson, as Yari Rodriguez has just passed him coming to the line, and Polson couldn't get him back. One lap down, Ben White, Dalton Lucas, Rains, Sphere, Vatcher, 2 down, Torgerson, 2 down for the 69 of Fitzmaurice, who had a problem right at the end of the race. Kevin Corbett wins his first Bonanza Series race. There is going to be celebration all night in that garage. Let's see what the points look like after that. Sure, Tony's going to claim that was rigged, but it ain't rigged. Excellent accident avoidance. Left him still with a car that could win that race, and he went out and did it. Next week we're on the Roval, North Wilkesboro, Tri-County, Pikes Peak, and Homestead are our remaining events. Let's get some points standings updated so we can see what this has done to our running order. After 31 rounds, Diggs continues to lead over Davis, is now an 89-point lead. Then we got Sphere, Carroll, Mersdorf, Painter, Tonto, Davis. Whitman moves up. Beresford moves up. Stout and York both lost spots. Then Weston, White, Thatcher, Cheeseman, Davis, Mogard, Gunk, Stephen Lowe. JT Armstrong picks up 2 spots, moves into 21st in points. Kevin picks up a spot, moves into 23rd. Scott Drake lost a few spots. Ramaswamy passes Stapleton. Hill passes Torgerson. Doug Spark picks up 2 spots, passing Nate and Larry Sheldrick, who did not make the race today. McComas passes Inkman. Womack and Van Buren both pass Glass, Griffin by Brian Lowe. Tom Barber picks up 3 spots, passing Growth, Scott, and Stello. Dalton Lucas, who is not even a full-time contender, has passed James DeCourcy. And those are all of the worthwhile and notable changes in points. The gap right now, Stephen Lowe is up 69 points to stay in the top 20 as the season comes to an end. We have an 89-point gap at the front. Sear and Carroll in the top 5, having missed a show this season. We'll have to see what happens in the next few weeks. The Roval's going to be a wild card, and then we got some short tracks where you could lose a ton of points by not making a feature, and then we'll crown a champion at Homestead. Thank you for joining us. Have a wonderful afternoon and a good night.